All right, hi class. Good afternoon or good morning. Thank you so much for joining us in our session today. Now we will be talking about today on student progress reports and data summary. So how do we usually do this? But before that, let's start first with our preliminaries. What is a student progress report or a data summary? Now this is a particularly kaning student progress report o sani siya ka document for school that updates parents and school leaders about the academic performance of a particular student, maybe their behavior, their strengths, and their areas for growth, especially during a specific period. So usually, if mabantayan ninyo pag elementary ninyo pag high school, they usually give it on for 1 quarter. So naatay first quarter na report, second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter. Now, data summary is very similar as well, but this is what do you call this, a concise overview, a focused part that actually presents the scores, attendance, and trends, often with tables or short explanations. Now, the purpose of this is to replace guesswork with evidence because sometimes when we give like feedback to our students, sometimes we guess, especially tungod kay daghan kayo ta og mga daghan kay ta og mga students na gina-take on, we sometimes just guess the assessment. But with this report, this replaces the guesswork now with evidence, and they also support students' needs and meet depth ed documentation needs. So uh, think about think about how you have received this quarterly reports, or your parents have received quarterly reports from you, and do you think that is helpful or not for you as a student or even as a parent? Kung kamoy parent, especially kung namoy mga manghod karon nga nag-eskwela, tagaan mo og ka ng progress report per quarter sa maestra, do you think that this would be helpful for you? And I'm pretty sure that the answer would be yes, because it will actually help you, help your brother or your sister, or kung kinsa man ninyo kauban sa balay, to perform better in the next quarter. Now, I'm getting ahead of myself. Now, why are these progress reports important? Now, these build strong home-school partnership because remember, yes, we are teachers, but the primary goal of really teaching the students is the parents' good. So this helps us develop that partnership between the home and the school for us as teachers. And they also provide evidence for decisions about maybe promotion as a student, intervention, or even recognition for the student. And they also create a permanent record of a child's development. Now, as teachers, as English teachers, writing this well will reflect your professionalism and care for your students. Now, if you will be creating poor reports, this can cause confusion or anxiety for parents. While if you are going to create a good one, this encourages support and collaboration. So, this will be like kanang dili ra kamo ang tabang sa students, but this is for everyone. This is for you, this is for the parents as well of that student. Now, a good report is objective, balanced, action oriented, reader friendly, and professional. Now, on the next slide, we'll contrast a weak example with a strong one so that you can see the difference clearly. Now, you see there, the poor report usually has a vague comments like one is okay, though it's really, it's really vague. It's not that specific. Well, while a good report really has that specific scores. Now, a poor report also has emotional language. As well, it has no data to back it up, and it has a lot of typos. Now, a good report will cite examples, behavioral examples of the students. It will have a positive tone, and there will be clear next steps. So, as a parent, unsa man akong buhaton, that will be clearly stated in the progress report. Now, poor versus good data summary. Now, we have these two examples here. Now, the poor version is very vague. So, we have here, one did not do well in English this quarter. He needs to study more. So, hindi ko man nila ubasa na, they would say, huh? How will they do more? It will invite more questions for you as teachers. So, might as well go with a kind of a good report. So, we have here, one's overall average is uh, 62 for reading comprehension, while the previous quarter is at 88%. So this really, uh, this good version feels very helpful and professional for the parents, and this is the standard that we aim for. Makita ninyo dira nga naagi, there's even an example there that you can see. There's even recommended interventions as well. Now, every strong progress report follows these seven standard parts. We have the heading, the introduction, the academic performance, or to state the academic performance. You also have there the behavioral or non-academic observations, because sometimes there happens to be those things nga need nimo isulti in a report. There are strengths and areas for improvement, recommendations, excuse me, or next steps, and closing or and the teacher signature. Now keep this structure in mind. We will see an example of this in the next slide. Now this is just an example of student progress report. Now you may have received one very differently when you were in high school, but this is just a sample that I'm going to give you. Now, ang katong anatomy o kaning sample, this is not good. Like, wala good say set nga proper, excuse me, wala good say set nga proper way to, what they call this, to write, but this is a recommended uh, way of writing it. So, tanawan ninyo ang mga parts there. We have the heading, the introduction, purpose and overview, academic performance, behavioral and non-academic observations, especially if feeling nyo na ang kanang iyang performance kay tied up with a behavioral problem, then you can do that one. Strengths and areas for improvement, recommendation and next steps, and then closing and teacher signature. So this is the kind of report that parents and guardians will appreciate receiving. Now, just like with emails and other documents that we have created already during this class, we will evaluate our progress reports using the 5 trait rubric. So, we have clarity, conciseness, accessible document design, audience recognition, and accuracy. So, let's examine each trait with concrete examples so you can apply them immediately. Now, the first trait, of course, is clarity, and clarity means that the readers understand everything without confusion. So, in your report, you have to state the overall performance in the first paragraph pa lang. So, do not say one had mixed results this quarter. Sometimes he did well, sometimes he did not. Just say um, the the performance of the student. So overall average is 78%, so and so on. Strong performance in writing, needs support in reading comprehension, so on and so forth. Use specific, concrete examples and numbers. So if you can cite examples, if you can cite numbers, if you can cite scores of the students, that would be better. Next is to define any educational terms. So for example, in this poor example, Juan struggles with inferential questions. Remember, ang mo sa inyong report are the parents. Now, inigbasaan na sa parents mo, ano niya ang parents, unsa man ang inferential question, I don't know what that hell is. So, might as well explain it, define it the first time that you use it. So, makita niyo sa example na parenthetical explain ang term nga inferential question. And lastly, we have here avoid jargon or to explain it. Of course, makabalo ang parents sa pagbasa, di ba? They know what reading is, but they don't know what this phonemic awareness is, decoding skills is. Wala sila idea na. So might as well define it, or if pwede ninyo na ma-remove, then remove it. Okay? So clarity ensures that parents do not have to guess what you mean. Now let's go to conciseness. Conciseness is very short run eh. Of course, kay concise yun. So keeps the report brief but complete. 1 to 2 pages usually okay na ni siya. Use bullet points and then remove repetitive or emotional fillers as well. So do not ayaw kayo padaghanan yung mga filler phrases and focus on one main idea per section only. So kung mayon ta nga you're writing for the academic performance of the student, then academic performance na po ang inyong so what? Ayaw na mo pag segue sa behavioral. Okay, that's gonna be another part already of the report. Number next, accessible document design. So write with your readers in mind. Usually, of course, the parents. So use a warm, supportive tone with them. Uh, sorry, sorry. I think I am getting ahead of myself. Okay, there you go. Accessible document design. Use headings, short paragraphs and white spaces, and use bullet lists for recommendations, tables sa ilang mga scores and comparisons if you want to compare them. For example, ang ilang grado sa first quarter o ang grado nila sa second quarter, and you want to highlight few grades, especially if ikaw ang advisor nga kinahanglan ninyong i-watch out with the parent, then you can use a table for that, and bold key data and recommendations. And also remember, if you're going to send this report through an email, then make sure that you design for scanning. Unsay pasabot ana, sir? Then when you do this reports, make sure nga dili kayo siya bulky tanawon. Dili kayo siya paragraphy kaayo tanawon. You know, bullet points lang, uh, short paragraphs lang, that would do already. Next, audience recognition. So, of course, you will be writing for parents, so you have to be warm and supportive. And if you're going to be writing for administrators, then it has to be formal. Now, next is you anticipate the question. Sometimes, you have this, what they call this. Sometimes you have this uh, thing for parents. This is for parents ha. Muhatag ka og report nila. The question now will be, what now? Or so what? So you have to anticipate that question. So what kung ako anak ingon ani? So what akong anak ingon ana og grado? Unsa may consequence? Unsa man ang ilang matabang? Then you have to write it down as well in your report. Next, use positive and inclusive language. And lastly, consider cultural and language backgrounds in Philippine context. Now, lastly, for accuracy. So you double check, of course, you already know this, double check all scores, names, dates, and facts, proofread grammar, spelling, and punctuation. You verify your data sources kung sakto ba na ang grado inyong gibutang, and include the complete details as well. This is the 5 W's and 1 H. Okay? So that is how we create a progress report, student progress report. And I hope that this video helps you uh, understand how to create the student progress reports and help you in creating your own for your IMA. Thank you, everyone, and I apologize if you're picking up wind. Obviously, I'm not in our house doing this recording. I wish I could show you, but my camera is a little bit sensitive. But yeah, this is me working while vacation. All right. Thank you, everyone, and I hope that you have a great day. Bye, everyone.